destruction on your father's house. Mordecai stretches Esther into her purpose. Let me back up and say that again. Mordecai stretches Esther into her purpose. Pastor, why are you so hard on the women? Why are you always talking to the women? Why are you always talking to the women more than you talk to the men? It is because my job as pastor is to stretch you into your purpose. Y'all ain't with me. Just reach over, catch somebody's hand, tell them, neighbor, I got a word for you. Tell them when you come to church, you should not come for pastor to entertain you. You ought to come saying, pastor, stretch me into my purpose. Whatever you need to do, whatever you got to say, however you need to put it, I just want you to stretch me into my purpose. Listen, Mordecai demanded that she fulfill all that God had made her to be. Listen, it would be an atrocity. It would be a sin. Your blood would be on my head if I allowed you to sit around here being satisfied where you are. God told me to tell you, daughter, that it is your time to maximize your potential and be everything He has anointed you to be. And I can't patty cake with you and make you feel good when I know you're doing bad. I demand that you fulfill your purpose. Y'all ain't got to say nothing to me. Just catch somebody's hand. Tell them, neighbor, I got a word for you. Tell them if you don't want to fulfill your purpose, you are in the wrong church. You are under the wrong leader, because you are under a leader that's going to stretch you to greatness. I'm going to stretch you until you understand that you are more than you've been portraying yourself to be. What's the purpose of a father? A purpose of a father. Listen, help me. My purpose with you is almost synonymous or parallel to my purpose with Soraya. I'm supposed to tell her what she's supposed to expect. I'm supposed to tell her what she's not supposed to accept. I wish I had some help here now. And my job as pastor is to tell you, the women of God who oftentimes have not been fathered the way you're supposed to be fathered. There's certain things you're supposed to demand. There's certain things you're supposed to demand in relationship. There's certain ways you're supposed to carry yourself. There's certain, Lord help me here, respect yourself, and everybody else will have to respect who you are. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Touch three folk, tell them respect yourself. Don't get mad with nobody else because they don't respect you. If you don't respect you, when you respect yourself, there's certain things you won't wear. When you respect yourself, there's certain things you won't say. When you respect yourself, you understand you ain't got to advertise. Now you just got to make up your mind. You got to make up your mind. Just tell somebody, tell them, neighbor, I got a word for you. Tell them you got to make up your mind whether you are a Chevrolet or whether you are a Rolls Royce, because you never see Rolls Royce advertising. Chevrolet has to advertise because it knows it's not as good. Lord, help me preach in here. But when you know who you are, preach, pastor. We are living in a day when our young girls, their whole ambition is to get on the video, shaking their behinds. I wish I had some help here now. Shaking what their mama gave them. I wish I had some. Mama didn't give it to you for that, baby. I wish I had some help here. When you understand that you are quality. Just tap somebody, tell them you sitting next to quality. Tell them you sitting next to quality. Y'all act like y'all scared to say it. Do you believe you're quality? Tell somebody you sitting next to quality. Tell them you better respect somebody. You sitting next to quality. You better honor. I wish I had some help. You are sitting next to quality. Don't handle me no any kind of way. When you understand who you are. But you will never understand who you are until you have been properly fathered. Need a spiritual father, one that will tell you like Mordecai tells Esther, girl, you were born for such a time as this. I wish I had some help here. You were born, you were given that gift and that talent for such a time as this. You don't have to satisfy yourself with mediocrity. You were born for greatness and prominence, and you need a spiritual father that will demand that you fulfill all that God said you're supposed to be. So get mad with me. I demand you to be a woman of greatness and a woman of wisdom. Roll your eyes. I demand that you be a woman of greatness and not a foolish woman. I wish I had some help here. When men come to this house, they ain't got no business coming looking for a woman. They ought to come looking for a wife. Because it's understood that there are certain standards. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me, but I'm preaching. So you got to have a mentor. Got to have a spiritual father that demands certain things out of you. Can I get a witness here? Demand certain things out of you. And you have to submit to the authority of your spiritual father. There are women in this church that married men. I told them they didn't need to marry. And they found out daddy knows best. I wish I had some help here now. Can I get a witness here? You ain't got no business going down marrying nobody until they have come before your pastor. I want to shake their hand. I want to check their spirit. I wish I had some help here now. Ain't no need of calling yourself, help me here, a daughter of the house, and you ain't submitted to the leadership of the house. I get them all the time. So hot they can't go through the counseling sessions. Can't submit to the rules that I set in order. Help me. I can't wait no 3 months. I can't wait no 4 months. Can I get a witness here? I guarantee you when you get in there and get your head bust, help me here, and your eye blackened and you're wearing shades in the middle of the nighttime, you will then wish you submitted to the authority of your spiritual father. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Tap 3 folk, tell them it's tight, but it's right. And ain't no need of y'all calling, acting like you're going to get no special privilege. When I set a rule, that's just the rule. I ain't going to marry you next week. Ain't been through no counseling. Marrying a man you barely know his last name. Ain't nobody talking to me. Ain't nobody talking to me. That's all right. Just tap somebody, tell me, talking to you right now. If you're going to avoid being a silly woman, you have to have a mentor. But then secondly, you have to have a spiritual father that stretches you into your divine purpose. He says, girl, you were born for such a time as this. Don't you let this opportunity pass you by, because if you miss this opportunity, somebody else, God's going to raise up somebody else that's going to take your place. He demanded that she fulfilled all that God had made her to be. He demanded that she fulfilled everything God made her to be. But then the third thing is this. Get this. If you are going to avoid being a silly woman, you have to sharpen your spiritual sensibilities. You have to sharpen your spiritual sensibility. Okay, let's go to the book of Hebrews. Show you something. Show you something. Boy, I done got off up in this house and y'all done got quiet on me. Hebrews chapter 5, verse number 14. When you get it, I want you to say, I've got it. I said you got to sharpen your spiritual sensibilities or your spiritual senses. You got to sharpen them. You got to sharpen them. Verse number 14. Everybody's got it. Say, I've got it. What does it say? But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those whom by reason of use have their senses exercise to